And where's the thingy? Where's the thingy? There.
What thing are you looking for, buddy?
This one.
That one.
Hello.
You found the button,
How is
Andrew. I'm
everybody?
proud of you.
I did find the button. My extremely professional skills at starting a live stream, because we do this all the time. We
What's
definitely
the
haven't
button
only
in
made
your
one
farmer?
of our WoT Fantasy Draft streams.
It's true. It's true. Damn.
So
It's that
Hope
time
you
of
get
year
this
again
one
where
done.
the sun hits that window, right? And just messes with my visual.
we'll see what it is that's your future, and it's so bright you have to wear shades. So you're welcome.
Spitting straight facts, as always, Andrew.
Hello, everyone,
Hey.
and welcome back to another episode of the Black Tower Podcast. We are a Wheel of Time podcast. Shocker, surprise. You had no idea that's what we're talking about. You thought it was Star Trek, but no, it is Wheel of Time.
Oh.
I am one of
We
your
thought
hosts,
was
Andrew.
Star Trek, but
You're
is not.
Bajan Mahale. And if you don't know where that name's from, well, then either continue to watch the show as it comes out or read the books. And that's all you'll get from us today,
Correct.
because today is a very special episode. But before we get into how special the episode is, talk about how special my co-hosts are.
Aww.
I'm so special.
You are the most special.
It's time to get lubed up. It's time to get tainted up. Because I say it every week, and I mean it every week. I'm so damn excited to be here. It's just great. It's great. I love it. You guys know me by now. I'm Josh. And if you don't know me, well, you're lucky because you're getting to meet me now for the first time.
And I am the bad luck Mahale, the one that everybody's like, aw, now I have to meet that guy. You're Amincon Mahale Daniel. And as stated, we three make up the Black Tower podcast. If you want to know anything more about us, we're going to make this somewhat short, sweet, and to the point today because, as Andrew mentioned, it is a special day. So if you want to know about us, please pop over to Black Tower Pod. That is POD.com. You can get all of your information that you need there, including... Yeah, it'll still be before the Gathering Madness for this. So you have like a week and a half left to go ahead and get stuff set up for the Gathering Madness. Yep. There's information on our website. If you don't know what that is, it is our annual get-together across the country. The three of us get together. We invite lots of other people who like the Wheel of Time to get together with us. We have lots of fun. This year, it is at Evermore Park in Utah. So definitely come on down, have a great time. I know that we all will. Also, once you are done with our website, pop over to one of our two merchandise stores, either Spreadshirt or the important one, New Creations by Jen. They're doing great work over there with a lot of the Wheel of Time community, content creators and such. So pop over, get all your stuff that you would like. There's some really fun stuff like our 2 River Sniper shot glasses, a number of different stickers, things like that. So, and they are the ones who have the vast majority, if not almost all, of the Frosty Mug Society. So go on over, get that.
The only 2 they do not have is the Dusty Wheel, which is on Zazzle, and the WotCon one, which is available at WotCon.
Indeed.
So, or some variation of there. I think we did some online shopping for that. That's another fun thing to plan on. Go ahead and plan on next year. Tickets are already on sale for JordanCon for April 2024. So go to jordancon.org and check those out. We'll be there. You should be there too, just because it's fun and you get to be nerds with the rest of us. Same thing. Well, not same thing, but WotCon, keep your eyes out for more WotCon news as that gets ready for 2024. But with all that said and done, we have
before we do that,
member of the tower.
Excellent. Perfect. That was what I was going to say. So you're already on
Welcome.
Top. I love it.
Welcome to the tower. At the rank of dedicated, we have recognized your skill, aka your financial support of what we do here. So thank you very much for choosing to support us, and we appreciate it. Mattias, welcome to the tower. Welcome to the rank of dedicated. You know what you had to do to get here. We would go into it more, but we can't for this episode.
That is
And
true.
to give you a better idea of why we can't go further into that this episode, we have some fantastic and lovely guests that we're going to bring onto the screen now to say hi. Say hi, guys.
What's going on? What's going on,
Hello.
y'all? I just must say, before we get started, I didn't know whether or not Josh was going to be Brother Heavy Metal or Brother Two Turnt after seeing that pour and that put together. But I guess this episode will let us know.
Yeah, the answer is Two Turn.
Brother
All
Two
the time,
Turnt, man.
always. He is Brother Two Turn all the time. Or
That's the only way to be, really.
Actually, you guys will know this. I think that Josh is really Brother Two Taint. So there's that. But welcome, guys. How you all doing tonight?
Man, doing pretty good. Man, doing pretty good. Excited to be on here. Appreciate y'all for the invite.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah,
We're
absolutely.
excited to have you.
So, you want to go ahead and, for those that somehow made their way into listening to us and don't know who you are yet, would you like to go ahead and tell everybody who you are, what you do, where they can find you, all that fun stuff?
Absolutely. So if we go back to the birth of me, I was in my mother's womb, and I was
I knew
just
it.
a lonely black young man inside that dark lovely chamber. No, I'm playing. But anyway, we're EDN, the Everyday Negroes, however you want to put it, however you want to say it, composed of us three right here. Also originally started with a brother of mine, good friend of mine named Andre. He passed earlier this year, so I don't want to fail to mention him. But yeah, so our channel full of fun, reactions, reviews, discussions, and all of those things. And then along the journey, we stumbled across the Wheel of Time, and it's just been a blast ever since with that show. So that's a little bit about me. My name is Addison. Carrie, I'll let you introduce yourself.
I'm Cariana. This is my cousin Addison. I've always joined his projects and his fun things throughout birth till now. We always, like, our parents met us. He's like my cousin brother, if you will. So
Nice.
we grew up pretty tight, and I'm just here for the ride. I've loved the Wheel of Time community as well. It's right up my alley, and I'm excited to be here.
So what you're saying is when he said that he was a lonely black man in the womb, he was lying because he actually had you like right there, like waiting on deck.
He had me
to just hang out
there years later. Like I would say,
okay.
what
all
was
right,
it,
that's
like
fair.
7-8 years later? But he had
That's
some people
fair.
in
All right.
between, and he was with his
Fair.
mother. So I think that's the least lonely you could be.
We needed that bonding time first before we could bond.
Yeah, we needed that.
Understood.
Me, I am Brandon, aka Geach. That is the nickname. I'm from Memphis. That is something we have to say as Memphians. We have to let everybody know that we're from Memphis, Tennessee, not Detroit, not across the water in Egypt. Memphis, Tennessee. And also something that y'all may not know, that Memphis is actually not a part of Tennessee. Memphis is its own thing. Tennessee is Tennessee. Memphis is Memphis. So I just had to let y'all know that.
Dropping some knowledge.
Yeah.
That's Memphis knowledge, not U.S. knowledge. Not that's just Memphis knowledge. But hey,
Memphis knowledge also led him to believe I was eating spinach, but it was kale earlier. So keep that in mind.
But it was dry.
It was not.
Like I said, it was naked.
There was olive oil.
It was
on
naked kale. That's what you were eating. But
I grew up in the South, and if it's green and leafy, I assume it's lettuce too. So
hey, I
lettuce or spinach. That's about all I got.
yeah, that's why I said I was spinach. It was looking a little too green, so I assumed it was spinach. I got some
Very
kale in the
vibrant
fridge
green.
right
Yeah,
now.
that does make me think spinach. Yeah.
But yeah, that's us, man. That's a little bit about us.
So, okay.
I didn't say how I knew you.
Oh, go ahead, my fault.
Yeah, me and Addison went to college together.
Nice.
Good amount of time ago, actually. It's been like,
Don't age us now.
I mean,
Just leave it at that.
Hey, it's been a minute. I'm gonna be real, it's been a minute. But yeah, this is
Wait,
like
you
my
guys
brother.
were in
first
college
age?
a minute ago? Damn.
As someone
Yeah.
say.
Like
An
at
age
7:19,
yet to
we
come.
were in college.
Right. But yeah, that's actually how we all three of us met. Me, Addison, and Andre. We met in college. And
Nice. Where'd you guys go?
Austin P.
Yep.
State
Nice.
University.
Nice. Sounds good.
Geez, I don't want to think about it. This December, I'll have graduated college 7 years ago. Jeez, man.
That seems kind of similar to you
Hey,
guys.
you don't got to talk about
7.
it.
Oh,
Not me.
Yeah.
Not me.
You know
Anna's a
what's
little
funny?
older than me, and then
What a long time ago.
Right.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
You know,
what's
Josh, I'm
fun?
sorry. Not all of us were there for the Big Bang. All right.
Shots fired.
Look.
Okay, somebody caused the Big Bang, and it was definitely one of us.
I'm pretty sure it was two-turnt Josh.
Yeah, two take
My dad
Josh.
is on the movie.
So for this episode of the Black Tower Podcast, we're going to do something that is exceedingly, well, not exceedingly rare, but relatively uncommon for us. And there will be absolutely no book spoilers beyond book one, with very broad spoilers for book one, and anything that might spoil you from the TV show. There will, however, be full spoilers
Wait,
for
there are
Wheel of Time
bugs?
Season 1, which, let's be fair, if you haven't watched Season 1 yet, then what are you doing? Why are you here? How'd you find us? Who is your source? And who do you work for?
Who sent you? Who
Contact.
sent you?
And then at the point we're recording this, which is the, what is the 19th? Yeah, 19th of September, up through episode 5 of Season 2. That's all that is out publicly right now. Not that I know that anything is out privately. I'm assuming that the Amazon executives have at least seen the rest of the show, and we haven't, but so that's what we go through.
That's
whole
a
season
big
is out.
assumption, buddy.
Well, the whole season is available to some. To
I don't-
some.
I-
To
I
the
actually-
elites.
I disagree. I disagree, Josh, because I think they still have to find a way to revive Brother Uno. So I don't think the rest of the season is out yet. You know what I'm saying?
They're furiously.
They gotta find a way to rewrite him back in. You know.
Ain't no
I mean,
Someone got to blow that horn. That's what's going to happen.
That's
you know?
coming in the in-between season movie. They're going to do a movie in
Oh,
between
spin-off
season
series.
3.
Uno.
The Adventures of Bloody Uno.
The search for Bloody Uno.
Uno
I
and the
can't
search
find
for
the meme.
You don't have to
Where
search
is
for him. I found him. He's right there. on
There
the
it
board.
is.
He's definitely not there anymore.
Oh man, y'all had to. How did y'all have this on deck to show us this? Man? Golly.
It was
because I am a
the thing
horrible
that
person.
broke Josh. So he
This
was
guy.
gonna have to
This
throw
guy
that
right
over.
here. This
Y'all
guy
pulled
right
that
here.
up way too fast.
Yeah,
that was way too fast.
Somebody's wallpaper at that point.
Yeah, right.
That's crazy.
So I will
That's a
say this.
pretty-
Well, let
Pretty
me
bad sense of humor.
since we just gave out the disclaimer that the topic of tonight is the TV show. We're getting into the TV show. We're chewing on that.
Speaking of, actually,
What?
real quick, Andrew, is it possible that we can have a banner for this one for a TV show, or are we?
Yeah,
are we
I
good?
can make one real quick.
Okay.
Go ahead, Josh. I'll make the banner.
Yeah, we got lots of banners. We got banners for days, son. Okay. The for the books, have you guys read any, some, or all of the books? Just like, what's your book progress?
That is good information for our audience to have, but I do love that we all know the answer on here.
So for me, why I said it was up my alley is I am an avid reader. I love fantasy specifically, and he brought me on to a Discord chat, and they were like, "You should read these. You would love them." And I would say from the premise of the show that I would love them, but I haven't gotten started. I am a full-time student, and like I read like that there's a bajillion characters and like all this stuff. So I've been reading my casual reads right now. So long story short, I haven't started, but I would love to start. You know?
Hey,
So-
the TBR list is real. Okay, look.
Oh, absolutely.
No judgment, no shame.
Hey,
So long
And it just
story
gets
short,
longer and
for her,
longer.
the answer is no. Long story short.
he feels so good about himself
So,
that
but
he
I have-
read
I have-
one.
no, no, no.
TLDR.
I
Haven't
breaking
started
news,
yet.
man. I have breaking news. I must confess, I've been lying for too long. I have not read the book. Actually, I've not read book one because I listened to it.
Oh,
Okay.
I
Okay.
listened
like
to it.
that.
That's why
I
I
like
will
that.
fail. That is why I will fail every spelling test from anybody's name in the show. So I've only listened to it. But yeah, speaking
Hey,
of
If
look,
it
that, I
makes
do
you
wanna
feel
do a
better,
shout
I
out real
still
quick
struggle
to-
writing naive. So
Yeah.
Dude.
I do want to do a shout out too for Jenny, who who was with me for book one and kind of walked me through that process, where we have the whole playlist of a first time reading that and enjoying it. So yeah, shout out Jenny for that too. Yeah. Brother Brand, it is time for you. But go ahead, my fault.
I will say this though. It's not going to help you with your pronunciation game either, because
Ouch.
you might
Out
be
of
right.
curiosity,
That's why we have nicknames.
did you listen to it a while ago when there was only the one version with Kate Reading and Michael Kramer, or did you listen to the one that's
question.
newer with Rosamund Pike?
Rosamund Pike. That's the one I listened to.
Rosamund Pike.
Rosamund
Copy
Pike,
that.
yeah.
which was a good one.
Oh,
It
she
is.
killed it. She killed it. She did a really good job.
And if we're being completely honest, while I mad respect for Michael and Kate, 100%, they're actually really awesome, and they're also awesome human beings. Rosamund has less pronunciation funniness going on with the books.
Okay.
She definitely does more consistent pronunciation between 1 and 2
Gotcha.
than is in the original Kate and Michael recordings.
I'm sure they did an excellent job. So I'm gonna just say, out of respect for them, I'm not even gonna listen to their version because I don't want to critique it too hard after hearing Rosamund Pike. So out of respect for them, I want to keep them in a what do you call it, behind the door love situation, since I hadn't heard.
There
them,
you go.
I mean, in their defense too, like at the time where they were asking Robert Jordan for clarification on how to pronounce things, it was like very slow, maybe email correspondence, I think is what they said.
Got you.
So
Yeah.
you know, it's like, how do we say
There's
this?
good
And then by the
reasons.
time the next one comes around to record, you know, a year and a half later, you know, you've definitely forgotten how to pronounce it, and things have changed as well. So
Yeah.
there's definitely a couple words that change pronunciation from book
From book
1,
to
2,
book?
3, and on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
you know,
All
it's
right,
a
and,
continuous refinement process.
And last but certainly not least, we go to the Geech.
The Geech.
No, I have not read anything. I'm gonna be honest.
And he will not.
I didn't say
Oh.
I will not, but I probably won't. That's what it is. I probably won't. Dating back to maybe
It's always
high school, something like that. That was probably like the last time where I was like, I'm reading for me on my own type of stuff.
Mhm.
Once I hit college, it kind of made me like, I don't want to read ever again. I'm gonna just be honest.
Oh,
with
I
y'all.
feel that.
But the-
What about
the audio
what about
books-
like comics?
comics are different? That's not reading to me.
Well, did you know?
That's
Did you
like-
know that for book 1 there are comics for Wheel of Time?
There are.
Hey, matter of
That is
fact,
true.
I think
hold this. For
Oh,
me.
No, you are not.
No.
So shout out Kate.
Sir!
Shout out Kate.
Sir!
These are in the studio. I'm not gonna lie, I've just been flipping through and like, man, this looks good. Have not read it yet, but these are good. Man. Yeah.
They are good.
Ah!
They are very good.
There you go.
Now, that is probably the closest that I'll get to actually reading the book.
Also,
and then
to be
our supporters and stuff was like, it probably would be best to have one of us that hasn't read the book at all.
so
that was
he's
actually what I
taking
was
that.
literally about to say. Is
I
that
volunteered
honestly,
myself. You know, I'll
with
take
volunteers
that.
multiple
tribute.
people,
Yeah.
I respect that.
Yeah, he's
especially
really
given that
noble
you
for
guys
that.
are sort
Yeah,
of
yeah.
introducing or being introduced to the TV show right off the bat. I was actually legitimately going to say it might be better for one of you to legitimately just watch the TV show for its entertainment value and for its consistency with itself,
Mm.
rather than worrying about the consistency of the TV show to the books. Because of course, all three of us started this before, 4 years, 3 years before the TV show ever even came out. So if any of us hadn't read the books, they would have just been sitting there twiddling their thumbs for a number of years. But now that you guys are getting into it with the TV show, I respect that Brandon has volunteered as tribute. Because, again,
I
somebody's
respect I
gotta do
respect
it.
that so much, Daniel, that I volunteered to stop reading and have him pick up where I left off. And give the experience to it. The story is just too good for him to miss out.
You
Right.
can't do that
There
though,
you go.
because you already got something going on with Jenny.
Hey, I can use that little Men in Black flicker thing and
Right,
forget
that's
everything and
right.
go whatever.
It's just an eye exam. It's an eye
That's a
test.
fact.
Flicker, flicker, flicker.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So let's dive in here just a little bit as far as we've definitely gotten on our show, some of our general thoughts about seasons 1.
Mhm.
We've a lot of thoughts about season 1, and some definitely thoughts about season 2. Anyone jump in here as far as you guys are concerned? What are you thinking about the show? Like, what are some of your favorite things that have happened? What are the
Rand.
things that you're hoping to happen later? All of that stuff. Just give us sort of general thoughts about the show so far, seasons 1 into season 2, episode 5.
Good question. I think since Cariana has experienced this the freshest, the newest out of all of us, I think this might be a good one for you to tackle first.
So, what if I loved in season 1 or throughout the entire show, or just talking about season 1 right now?
Just general thoughts, like literally anything that you've
The whole
loved,
show.
anything you've
The whole
hated,
thing.
anything, whatever. Literally just what are your sort of general thoughts about what they're doing and how they're doing it, and that kind of deal.
Gotcha. Yeah. So, like I discussed before in the Discord, I am an avid reader, and specifically one of my favorite genres is fantasy. So I think that there were a lot of similar tropes within the show that were like recognizable and kind of somewhat like comforting to me as somebody that does like big journey books and like big journey world building fantasy books. So off rip, I kind of had like an expectation of they don't know who the chosen one is or the dragon in this scenario. And they, are kind of all conflicted. You're starting to see their personalities and where everybody kind of fits in. So that, I think overall, the overarching like trope and storyline of Wheel of Time being comforting to me as somebody that likes this genre of film and literature, that was one of my favorite parts. Least favorite like character types, I guess I would say.
Yes.
I get that Nynaeve is strong and she's powerful and she's all of these things. But my least favorite thing, and like the books that I read or things like that, or most frustrating is when someone is just like overzealous and cannot hone it in,
They told us to dive in, not swim every lap back and forth.
But look
No,
at my
this is
class.
great.
Look at my
You're-
class.
This is exactly what I was looking for. As
Yeah.
Diving without
Yeah.
swimming is just
It's
death.
pointless.
Drowning.
It's crashing. It's
Swimming.
burning. Yeah,
It's a
drowning.
belly flop. It's a big old belly flop. Just
I like have the longest answers ever too. So just
No, it's great.
flip those out whenever you want.
Thorough.
Oh, they're the
Oh no!
longest
Not
What,
one.
long,
what will we ever do?
thorough answers.
Yes, they get it.
All right.
You obviously have like real shaky opinions too. So
Right.
Right. Every time.
You're in school right now, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. See, that's you. You're in the school brain, so you got to be thorough. And, like,
I
know
would
your
say
work.
this
Some of us
is the
never
school
lose it.
brain, but this
Some
is
of
my
us
summer
never lose
brain.
it.
This is my vacation brain. This is just my brain.
Think you
Yeah.
don't have to
Uh,
do that. You're fine.
So quick question, because you brought it up, and I love that so much in terms of the slight difference between sort of the TV show and other things. Addison, question for you. When did you actually listen to the books, before or after watching season 1?
After watching season 1. So I'd
After
already watched
watching
everything
season
that
1.
happened in season 1, and then I listened to the audiobook. Yep.
Fantastic. So curious question for all of you. Anyone can jump in. You can all answer whatever makes more sense. Did any of you have an idea of who the dragon was before that sort of final episode or the second to last episode?
I thought
Or
it was Rand.
were you sort of jumping around as far as people? How did they do as far as actually throwing you off the trail of the dragon? Did you all think it was Rand? Did you all think it was somebody else? Like what was your thoughts there? We clearly have one. I always thought it was Rand going on.
Yeah, for
Well,
me,
she's the smartest one. So
for me, it bounced between maybe 2 or 3 people.
Okay.
Because it was like at one moment I kind of thought it was Matt, and then
Okay.
one moment I thought that it was Nynaeve,
Mhm.
and then one moment I thought it was Rand.
Mhm.
And I'll give you an explanation on why for each character. So with Matt, the way his mind was working and how easily swayed to the evil side he was, that's what made me think, oh, this finna turn out bad. He might be the dragon and tear some stuff up. But then I kind of, because he never showed anything, you know, he like to this day, he still hasn't shown in the show, he hasn't shown any like power, or I mean, he doesn't even have willpower. You know what I'm saying? So that's what kind of way be like, nah, I'm good.
You saw what that willpower did to Chris Rock.
Hey man,
Keep the Lord
Chris
God's
Rock?
name out
Chris-
your mouth.
Chris Rock clearly said sometimes you gotta play tambourine. And Will Smith said sometimes, Chris Rock, you are the tambourine. We're okay.
Yeah.
It be like that sometimes.
Okay. So, but with Nynaeve, because of that episode where she brought everything back to life,
Episode
man,
number
that had
4.
me thinking, oh, she got to be that one,
Yeah.
right? And then that was like, it was signs like, maybe, probably not. But then I started thinking after I saw, even within that episode, when I saw what's brother name?
Perrin?
Fake Jesus looking dude.
Logan.
Rand.
Logan.
Oh, look
Oh, Lord have mercy. You feeling some type of way about
Jesus, man.
Fake
All
Jesus.
right.
When I
Hey,
saw
all right.
him,
I can get behind. No, but accurate descriptions are accurate.
yeah. when I saw
Bro,
him,
my
that's what kind of
bro
got
Alvaro
the wheels.
Morte just hurt right here.
that kind of got my wheels turning. Like, okay, maybe it takes the opposite or whatever to defeat, because they keep on saying, you know, like the women, men don't need the power, and all that kind of stuff. So maybe that's when I started thinking maybe it is Rand, because I knew it wasn't Perrin, because he was going through some things with his wolfing and non-wolfing. You know, he was trying not to wolf, but you know, but that's what kind of got me thinking. Even though, you know, Nynaeve came through and cleared everything out and made everything right, but eventually I kind of figured out within probably really the next episode that it was Rand.
All right.
Nice.
So for me, from the jump, I thought it was Rand, just because we got
he was so
Caucasian
cute.
guy, red hair. You know what I'm saying? He just looked like a main character type of guy. You know what I'm saying? But the only
how
thing,
right you are.
I mean, I just gotta
so
call it what it
accurate.
is. I gotta call it what.
That's-
Like if
that's
Michael B.
anime
Jordan,
fan
if Michael
logic
B.
right
Jordan
there.
was in the movie, you know what I'm saying? That might be a toss up. But we had
Then you're like, wait,
Bruh,
a minute. There's no way they're
I'm
putting this
sorry,
dude in the background.
That's a fact.
At this point, if Michael B. Jordan was in the movie, he would be the dragon. Even if it wasn't Rand,
That's a
Michael
fact.
B. Jordan would be the dragon.
At least
Like,
one of the
let's be
versions of the dragon. So
I
we
do
had
like
that.
the
but
anime
then-
logic behind it.
Yeah.
That's what you do in anime. Who has the craziest hair? That's the main character.
That is a fact. But then flipping things on backwards, I was only slightly second guessing myself, because this is one of the first shows where I've seen women like this dominant over men. So I thought if they're going with that type of story arc, then maybe they may flip the whole thing on its head and not have a male be the dragon and maybe have a female be the dragon. But I would say I was probably 85, 90% sure that it was Rand, but curious if they might hit us with a little 360.
Sure.
Okay.
No,
So
I
have a
actually
question
really
for
like
you,
that.
then, Addison.
Okay.
Since you've listened to the first book, what do you think about the difference in how they show or hide that Rand is the dragon in the book versus kind of how they show or hide that Rand is the dragon in the TV show? Because I'm curious if you have the same opinion on it that I do.
That's a great question. I feel like in the show, they made that like a season 1 storyline. And I feel like it was apparent from like the first page of the book that you read that Rand was the dragon. Like he was the main character from that standpoint. So I don't even feel like that was a question, so to speak, especially amongst his peers. And considering Matt, Perrin, and Egwene, I don't even feel like that was a question about that at all from the book standpoint.
Yeah.
So you think maybe they did the inverse in the TV show?
Yes, I feel like in
that's
the
what I
TV
feel
show,
like.
yeah.
Yeah, because in the books it's like Rand.
Mhm.
And in the TV show, it's everybody except for Rand until you get to
That's a
like the
fact.
last 2.5, maybe 3 episodes.
Yep. That is a
Everybody hates Rand. What?
fact. Yeah, it is. They love
Shout
Chris,
out
but
to
they
Everybody
hate
Hates
Rand.
Rand podcast.
Is that an actual podcast for real?
It is
It
an
is.
actual podcast.
Wow.
I
I don't think
tune in.
Carriana would be welcomed on
They
that.
would.
I
They
don't.
should have me as a special
See,
guest.
Carriana's probably blacklisted from that one.
Yeah, no, it's I
Well,
think
I
they're
do
both
have
like
to-
have degrees in English and they talk about the books.
Mm-hmm.
I
Oh,
do
we're
have
better.
constructive criticism for Rand. Like I don't just love him blindly, but
What is
Sure.
your
That's
constructive criticism? Don't choose Lanfear
You
next time?
definitely should have constructive criticism. Rand is a very
He's-
criticizable character.
yeah, he's flawed for sure. I just think
Yeah.
Joshua, whoever plays him, is
Mm-hmm.
he's not.
Oh, yeah.
flawed. He's not really
Oh.
flawed though.
As long as you don't
I
voice
feel
those
you.
criticisms around a certain Shinaran, who
Okay.
you'll find out about later, you'll be fine.
Yeah, right.
Look, okay, but that actually kind of jumps into the next thing because like one of the things that kind of cheesed me off about the show was at the end of season 1, the season finale. And Addison, you're going to know what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
Is that the finale of season 1 and the finale of the books are very, very different.
Yep.
Now,
Don't get me started.
Carriana and
Don't
Brandon,
you
guys aren't
maybe a
gonna
little
know-
bit there, Daniel?
you guys aren't going to know, obviously, but I would like to get your perspectives on what you thought of the season finale of season 1. Like, did you like it? Did you not like it? Did you have questions about it? And then at the end of that, Addison, what compare and contrast for us? Like, what did you think?
Gotcha. What'd you think about the ending?
I kind of expected it in a way. Obviously, if he was to defeat the Dark One, season 1, there would be no show to be had. So I, especially with like the experience and like the long series books that I've read, like, oh my gosh, we're reaching a climax. We're gonna be the end. We're gonna have some relief. No, it's just some other villainous helper in the end. So I kind of was expecting something of that sort. I did think it was near the end where they kind of explained how they go back like 3,000 years. Like that was really interesting to me. Like that, like I fixated on that one a lot. But it was kind of to be expected. I like when Egwene became powerful and like brought Nynaeve back, if you will.
So you like that? Like, you thought that was a good?
I like that because I, even now in season 2, I think Egwene has not hit her like full slay, which I'm hoping that is being brought out by episode 6 coming out. But I feel like she's always tried to play it by the book, be teacher's pet, Hermione-esqueness. And when she just kind of unleashed and brought Nynaeve back, like no holding back, where I think Nynaeve does that too much. I don't think Egwene does it enough. I enjoyed that.
See, so hold on, I want to pause. I
you-
want to pause there right there real quick because I want to know what your definition of full slay is because I'm scared of that definition. Some people say full slay is saving the
Absolutely
world.
not.
I feel like Carriana's full slay is she wants to see
invested in the answer to
Egwene.
this question.
She wants to see Egwene just behead like 3,000 men or something. That's gonna be
That
full
could
slay.
be a full
See, and that's the
slay.
problem. What
Hey,
about
whoa,
saving the
if
world?
those 3,000 men deserve it, I'm down with the full slay.
Right,
It's just
we
the
get into
problem
this-
of
Who's gonna raise all the kids and then they're gonna become?
I think women
Dead-
traditionally,
Who's gonna raise the kids?
we get in this
man?
argument all the time because I get violent watching the show, and everybody's like has comments about
There's
it.
a
They're
lot
like,
of knuckleheads running around.
keep Carriana away from this. Some people love it, like Daniel here. Some people love what I call a full
I'm in
slay. And I mean Nynaeve by the. I don't know. You got it. I think Egwene is gonna hit that full slay coming up, and I was excited to see a glimpse of that at the end of season 1. Is all
Yeah,
I
yeah.
gotta say. Is all I gotta say. Expected.
Is there
I like it.
is
I
there
like
anything you've seen specifically, like maybe even after season 1, maybe even I don't know, as early as last Thursday, that might make you think that maybe Egwene's about to hit, or at least start hitting her full slay arc?
Yeah, so she's already been torn. I'll set it up like this. She's already been torn down. Rand is dead. Wait till she finds out what he's been up
I
to.
know, man.
Secondly,
She's
that would
gonna
make
be
me
pissed.
hit my full slate, to say the least. Then how about her homegirls literally left her? Like, come on now. They didn't really leave her, but she got caught up. You know what I'm saying? And she got chained by what's their names? Sean Chin. And the preview for the next episode, they got her in that dungeon. And I think you either eat or you're eaten, you know? So I think she's going to eat next episode, and I'm excited for that. Because I wouldn't say she's my fave, but I need to see.
That's fair. If I thought my significant other was dead, and then I found out they were off fornicating in the foregate, I'd be pretty pissed.
I would burn.
Significant. Are you gassing or not?
No.
Other?
No.
Fornicate
I
in the
would
foregate.
burn every city to the ground. She has been holding out for this man for I don't know exactly how long.
Nah, that's a fact.
But
Wait.
my heart's
What
racing
about
thinking
that time
about it.
she dumped him though?
Okay. Then
Yeah,
okay.
What about that long dance with the Tinkers?
No, as the only
Dance with
woman
the Tinkers.
present right now,
She needed
as
to do
Just
it.
ask him.
the only woman present right now, I'm going to say the mindset behind that. The breakup is just like she wanted him to like try. Like this is what I was saying. My critique season 1 is he kept hitting the whiny baby arc, and that literally made my skin crawl. Like it made me want to like she was trying to get about that business, honestly. Like take care of things, whatever. He's whining every stop. Like I could not take that. So the breakup was not like legitimate. Like they're in these extenuating circumstances where it's like, if you love that person, we're going to see past it. This is a conflict. This is a this is a that. And it's not even mind games. She was just.
It was a tactical breakup.
Yeah, it was just like
make him
right
better.
now we can't. Like
So
it was
does that
no
apply
love
to
lost.
breakup.
It
does
was
that
no
apply
love
to the first
lost,
breakup
but-
when they're in season 1 sitting on the side of the mountain and she lets him know, no, I chose to go ahead and be
That's a
Amy's
fact.
apprentice.
Like
Okay.
Andrew's speaking facts right now.
No.
No, what I'm asking is,
Great
does that
facts
apply
right
to
now.
that situation, or does it apply to after they leave the Two Rivers? Because after the Two Rivers, I would agree. In that moment, I think they're both definitely equally wrong, because he is definitely whining about her not talking to him, but she also like made a decision about their relationship without even talking to him and avoided him expressly about it.
Yeah, I get where you guys are coming from, but it's like, first of all, we're traveling through the woods to see who's going to save the earth. Why is it your priority to like wine and dine this innkeeper? That's another. Secondly, like should
Waffo.
be more.
That's a fact.
Waffo.
We should. It's just, it was understood. Like, it's like, we're not trying to define the relationship, but it's like, we still love each other. We're still together. We're this and that. I get like from her circumstances at hand before they left the Two Rivers, she was like, I made this decision. This is what it is, because things were stable then. You know what I mean? And not that she hangs on to him out of like stability's sake, but they all need to hang on to one another. But even more so, those two had a specific bond. And like that was like,
I'll give you that.
you know what I mean?
Counterpoint,
Yeah,
Kariana, I'm actually just
she broke.
curious about this one thing.
Mhm.
Rand
I love that
wants
Carrie on the
everybody.
spot now.
Yeah, no, I love this. This is great. Rand wants everybody to think he's dead because he thinks it's better for them. Now, granted,
Mhm.
I appreciate that he may have the wrong decisions. I
Mhm.
appreciate that he may not be making the right one. But at the same time, if you actually think that your death is better for everybody, which one's better? Letting people like mourn you and like move on and live their lives, or like hold out hope for you and be Band-Aid, or like, you know, whatever. And so him going off and doing this other thing, he's letting Egwene Band-Aid. He's like, rip that Band-Aid off, go move on, little lady. Like,
Hey Daniel, what was
I
that?
am-
Daniel, what was that? Oh, facts. Go ahead.
Did you guys
Alright,
but
really,
did you
man.
guys see the deleted scene where Tam is talking to Egwene?
oh yeah.
What? What's he?
That was only at.
Was it a WoTCon exclusive?
I think that was actually a
Is it not available out there for the
Brother Two Turn? Did you just have some loose lips on that scene that you just told us about?
I mean, technically,
No, we are
was, like,
100% allowed to
stream
talk
to virtual
about it.
attendee.
Nah, we hadn't seen that one. That'll be a
Oh, well,
I mean, essentially, so it was in the Two Rivers. And you remember the scene in season 1? I think it's like episode. Well, it is episode 1. Because they're still in the Two Rivers at the end of episode 1, kind of. Where she walks out and Tam's like, "He left this morning before you arose," or whatever. In the deleted scene,
it was the morning after.
Yeah, the morning after. You know, Bon Chicka Wow Wow. Tam basically had a whole conversation with
somebody
Gwen
rode
that
the dragon, and
expanded a bit on
single like everybody trying to ride the dragon. You have succeeded.
How to Train Your Dragon, man.
Alrighty, anybody under the age of 16, you can no longer listen from this point forward.
Anybody under the age of 16 should not have started listening in the first place.
Make sure get your parents to sign the waiver before you come back to this episode.
Are you tall enough to ride the dragon waiver?
Oh God,
that sounds wrong.
But so Tam, I think in the actual like full episode, he mentions to Gwen like, you hold his heart in your hand, kind of thing. Be careful with it. And he kind of expands a little bit on that about. Tam indicates that he kind of already knows that Egwene has chosen to go the route of village wisdom rather than not. So he's basically like doing the whole dad thing, like, you hold my son's heart, you're about to absolutely destroy it because he picked berries and kept them in his pocket for 16 days just to give to you, or however long it was. Weird. I mean, I don't know. That's how everybody should propose from now on. Pull a berry out of your pocket and give it to you.
Hey, that'll be a
the problem that I have with Rand is I feel like it's very like nuanced in the sense that like either you get it or you don't. Like it's the fake nobility of it all. Like I genuinely okay, his dad gets to vouch. He likes you. You can't choose autonomy for yourself. Oh, I like you. You need to talk to me. Okay, if you actually love me, then there needs to be some strength in it. Like you're not.
Okay. That's the thing with the wisdoms. To be the village wisdom, you can't date, you can't marry, you can't have kids.
Right.
It's a life of celibacy. And Rand's biggest issue wasn't that she chose to be the wisdom. It was that she chose to make a decision that would end their relationship while not only just not talking to him about it and not having that dialogue, that adult conversation, but actively avoiding him to avoid breaking the news to him. That
right.
Really
I don't agree with that.
Andrew, how many episodes of Dr. Phil have you watched?
At least 3.
This is like
because the bald guy is.
I don't agree.
It's got 2 sides.
I don't agree with like every single decision Egwene has made. She's like not even my favorite. I do think she's like complex in this sense, but I think it's like very boy, very guy thing where it's like I expect this to be easy, but nothing that they've been through has been easy. And when I find that would be most hurtful to a person that like thinks that they are going through this is like the consistent thought, like Egwene doesn't know what she's talking about. Like she's like, I want to go with you. No, you don't get to go with me. That's fine. Okay, well, I'm going to decide for her how she's going to cope with this. That's not okay. Like he keeps making these decisions as if they're noble and they're just and they're this, but it's just like you're being selfish and you think you know everything.
One question though, because I did hear you say he's going to decide how she's going to cope with it, but she's the one
which
who
is
decided.
what I said earlier.
Okay, like based on
I get like that's what I'm saying. I think
she's the one who decided that he was going to have to cope with the fact that she was going to be living.
I said I didn't agree with that approach. I'm just saying.
So are they even now since they both
no, because he has consistently.
Is the scale now balanced?
It's not. It's not. Right. And she did that.
But wrong he did. But if y'all going off that, it's not 2 wrongs. It's 3 wrongs because according to Karyana, he told her that she's dead, and he started a relationship with Selene and Lanfear.
Yeah.
So 2 wrongs don't make right. What about
Celine
3?
and Lanfear.
No, I think he just
Celine Fear.
Celine Fear. He just like
Lenine.
consistently is like, I don't know if it's
Lanny.
he's holding this grudge about this, and this, but it's like we're making these decisions that do not show love. Like they do not show like any kind of love. Like, okay, you want to protect your girl, this and this, but everything after this point is like selfish. And how he was acting in season 1 was mopey, selfish, and this and that. Like I think it's a little bit more complex for Egwene. Like, oh, I want to be with you now, but I don't even think she was like, I want to be in a relationship. It was just yeah.
Sounds
So-
like a
so let me ask
massively
you this.
horrendous lack of communication.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
what in the Wheel
What?
of Time? That's
No.
bullshit. They would
So
never
let me ask
not
this
talk
then.
to each other.
Just because we're on this topic and you're talking about, this particular subject, in episode 8, when Rand is sort of being tested, and he says, "I don't want this because it's not what she wants." What I mean,
What is your
and
feeling?
I'm
on that
legitimately
sort of
asking,
thought?
like,
Yeah.
how does
So-
that sort of measure
I think
into
that's
this?
a good.
So
Wait,
Josh,
what was
I'm about to drop another one real quick.
Hit it.
And this
hit
is gonna
it.
be book 1 because she don't know this. What about
Uh-oh.
in the Blight when Rand fully just told her he would be her water? You don't even know about that. Yeah, you don't know about that. You don't know what he was wanting to do for it. Yeah, hey, I had to do it because I don't heard too much.
Are we talking about what
I don't heard too much.
Okay,
No,
that's
so go
fine.
ahead and
Addison's
actually
like
just answer the question
Grenade!
Josh asked, because Addison threw that out for the 3 of us, not for you. But Josh
But I'm
actually
still
did ask a
saying,
legit
then like
question.
show
Yeah.
some like my biggest thing is like he says he loves her to the end of time and this and this, but he has yet to show some unwavering love. Like it's still like puppy love. Like go through the hard times just because you offered to be my warder. Like
Josh, ask you a question. I'll ask you your question again, Josh.
But
Wait,
in
sorry.
episode 8, Ishamael tempts Rand and says, "You could have all this.
Mhm.
You could have she could be your wife. You could have a beautiful baby. You could have a beautiful house.
a great
back
question,
in
by the
the
way.
2 rivers.
It's a great
Raising
question.
sheep just like you always wanted. Don't you want this?" And he went, "No, because it's not what she wants."
But that's like a dual thing. I'm not saying he doesn't love her or doesn't have strong feelings at all, but also that's not legitimate, and that would be taking over the dark side. Like that was more than just like I like Egwene. She wouldn't want to be married to me. Like was that even really Egwene? Like that was my thing with it. That's what I got from the show. It's like that was some fictitious thing, like how Nynaeve went through the arches. Like it wasn't real.
So going to Josh's statement, in that moment right there, I think he
that
was
was real.
100% considering her feelings.
But there
I think he
were
was 1,000%
other things.
considering her
But if he
feelings.
chose that, there were other things that would have taken place. Is my thing. That was
That's your assumption.
See, he,
I mean,
he
that
didn't know that.
Well, so let me be
In
clear.
his,
I think
for
that
the way
I think
Ishmael
she's
sold
right.
that to him,
She is
is
right that there's more
we'll
going
change the
on,
world.
but I
Oh,
don't
for
think
sure.
it should. I don't think it should supersede Rand. Is really where I'm at. Because yeah, absolutely, I think you're right. But at the same time, I think what people often do here, and I'm going to call you out for just a moment, if you will, not mean or anything like that, but I feel like you are.
Totally mean though.
No, absolutely not. But I feel like there are moments where you're giving grace where grace isn't deserved, and other moments where you're not giving grace where grace is deserved, because you're like,
Daniel,
I'm pulling
take
out
the gloves off.
extenuating
Take the gloves off.
circumstances for this part, but I'm not pulling extenuating circumstances for this part. If that
I'm
makes
just
sense.
saying it hasn't been consistent and strong. Like I feel like there wouldn't be this huge miscommunication all the time. Like I'm not saying Egwene hasn't contributed, but Rand, especially season 1, and I feel like it's like a fake nobility, how me and Brandon were saying, with him like, just tell everybody I'm dead.
Mhm.
Like you don't really get to choose that. Like I get what you're saying where my answers don't seem consistent, but I think that's based off of Rand has not been consistent in his love for Egwene.
Well,
Notice
there
how
you are
Egwene
correct.
doesn't have a land fear. I mean,
I
she's
can
in the White Towers, but she could.
I was also
So-
going to say that is one last thing that I will bring up, and then if anybody else wants to jump in or whatever, I will take a step back here for a minute. But I will also say Egwene does not have a Forsaken literally whose only desire in the entire world is bedding this man.
Right.
And so, like, yes, I appreciate what you're saying. He is absolutely being tested. I absolutely appreciate the idea of, you know, there are a lot of things going on with Rand that he could absolutely stand there and say no. He could absolutely stand there and say, I want to be with Egwene. I'm going to go to her. Like, there are absolutely these things. You are not wrong in any way, shape, or form that he could do those things. There's also a lot of nuance going on in what's happening with him as well. And so, yes, you are absolutely right that he could do X and he is doing Y. There's also so many goddamn things pushing him towards Y.
Look.
So,
hey, dang it. Like, it must
just
be
saying.
like, I think you as one of the hosts of the show and as a non-family member, you're fighting with your gloves on, and I like it because when me and Karen are talking, it's gloves on. But if this helps anybody who's watching right now, Kariana has replaced the word bro with girl. So this conversation about Rand and Egwene is not going to go in either way. She's replaced the word bro with girl. We'll watch the show sometimes. She'll be like girl, and I'll be like,
and you know what?
That's a dude.
And
I
it's
think-
fun to say bro. Like it's fun to say.
We don't know.
I think there's also a point that's fair to make, and I think it might be a bit of the middle ground here as well. Is that whenever we see Egwene and how she reacts and thinks whenever she's not around Rand about Rand, we see an abundance of care and concern,
For sure, 100%.
and some version or degree of love, whether that's the relationship I want to be with you love, or it's the we grew up together love, whatever it is. And then with Rand, we see the same thing when he's not around Egwene, that his thought processes and his actions, whether they're good or bad, are motivated in his mind by a desire to do the right thing for or by Egwene. But
That's a great point.
their actions that they actually do don't match up with each other's perception of the other or with their own thought patterns
Got you.
to benefit the other person, or
Yeah.
to even just say, hey, I care about you, but I am now on a path that's going to take me away from you.
Yeah.
So maybe this doesn't work out.
And Andrew, I think
Because-
that's a great point. I think
But
that's a
does it
great
make
point.
me want to hit
That's so
Rand
good.
any less? Though.
So
Well,
let's
I
sum
would
it up.
say-
I would advise getting used
I
to
love
that
what
feeling.
Rand just, or
For
what
most
Andrew
people.
just said, because
Yeah,
again, it should
100%.
also make you want to hit Egwene. That's
a fact.
really
I
what
get
we're
it, but it's like
saying.
this is such like a male dominated set that like I really empathize with Egwene's thought
What?
process. Like it's very it's a
Excuse
lot
you, I'm a
easier for me
feminist.
to understand where Egwene's coming from. Not agree, but it's like sometimes I feel like I've
Sure.
been there and I know where her thought
Sure.
process is at. But it's also like a frustration that I've read in books where the main character, whether it's male or female, like I'm gonna take on the weight of the world, and it's honestly counterproductive than it is productive. So that's
I can't wait
like-
for you to read the books. I
Yeah,
can't wait
man.
for you to
Yeah,
read
right.
the books.
Yeah.
This is gonna be great.
I will say there will definitely be at least moments where you will read the books or whenever they do another TV show where you will maybe, hopefully, think back to this discussion and be like, I fucking told him.
Can I
There will
expound
also
on
be
my-
points
my-
where you
my
go,
frustration
oh
with
shit,
Brother
they
Rand.
told me. Like,
Yeah, hit it.
I'll never.
I definitely can see
oh,
the
I didn't
series.
say
never
you would
admit
ever
defeat.
vocalize it. You'll
I
never
definitely can
say
see the
it,
series
but you'll
going back
think
and forth
it.
for sure. I just think we see a lot of shows where we see two people who appear to be meant for each other, and we assume that that's always the case in other series. I'm just saying at this point, from what I've seen, I'm 100% okay if they do not continue that relationship in that nature, even if
I
they
think
still
it's
continue
unfinished,
a
though.
positive friendship or
that's-
whatever case may be.
I don't know.
I'm not saying that they completely have closed the chapter. I feel like there'll be other open doors. I'm just not forcing them to be in that type of relationship. That's
So
all I'm
you're
saying.
not shipping these two people?
I'm not saying I'm not shipping it, but it's like if the boat sails and he's on the dock waving, saying have a nice trip, I'm cool with that. Just because like there's a lot of like we saw their journey with Moraine, Matt, and them. There's a lot of like, come on, man, y'all are killing the vibe for everybody right now. You know what I'm saying?
When the one
I don't know.
couple was like in
So
an
far,
argument, like on the
That's a
trip.
fact. But I do
so
see
far, no
Carrie
boat
on
we've
the
seen
side,
in the TV show has been a good thing.
Mm.
So
though. Oh, that's a fact. That's a fact.
I don't know if I want to do anything more with boats.
Yeah, that's a fact. Not from what we've seen coming into this season. But yeah, I think
We're
Brandon
gonna
was
get
going.
more boats.
I hope
Brandon,
so too.
You've been quiet, and I would like to hear your thoughts about lots of different things because it's always the quiet ones who blow my entire mind. And
See, this is the thing right here. What frustrates me and what's giving Brother Sensitive his name is the sensitivity in which he portrays constantly.
Yeah.
Bro, we fighting Trollocs. We on the road. Why are you throwing hissy fits
Right.
when you just had a bat coming out your mouth in your dream?
Yeah.
Like, bro, we got bigger fish to fry
Right.
than why you ain't talking to me. Bro, come on, man.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, bro, you are a man. You are a grown man. We know the nature of females.
Wait, women.
You see what I'm
Women.
saying? Hey,
Whatever.
if y'all don't stop
Females,
this discussion,
women,
it's gonna
or
go to the
whatever.
end of time.
We know
wheel's
the
gonna leave
nature.
55 times before we get to the next topic.
They are emotional creatures. So why are you being an emotional creature right back?
Yeah, I feel like that's fair to say.
So that was my problem in season one.
A
And
lady
what
does
put
shoot fireballs.
the nail in the coffin
So
for
let's
me
maybe
try
don't
and stay
piss
on
off the one who was just
is
Let's try and stay on our good side.
big, like Kiriana said, the fake nobility and I'm gonna take one for the team type of stuff. Okay,
Kills
all right.
me.
If you really gonna do that, you're gonna take that approach. Do that and be thorough with it. But don't go running off to another village, hooking up with some skeezer. You know what I'm saying? Because if you want to be real, why did you leave your people? You feel like they was gonna be in danger because you are the dragon, you love them and all that
So
kind of
hold
stuff.
on. We have this is what we gotta stop at. In book one, he did not leave them like that.
It doesn't matter.
Okay,
We're
we're
going off
watching
what
the
we see.
show.
No, we're going off the
And what
TV
I will
show. We're
always
going off
see
the
because
TV
I'm
show.
not reading the books.
Okay,
I told you I'm
that's
taking
fine.
an L.
I got you.
So
I will say we absolutely love you for bringing up the book parts. Absolutely,
We'll go to
that does our hearts good, and we're definitely like, yeah, we can't bring up no.
I will ask this on behalf of so this is for Kariana and Geach. Like season one, the season finale is highly controversial for a lot of book readers.
Really?
Like if you guys watch that and you go season one, if you're gonna go to the finale and rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, as someone who does not have any knowledge of the books, what would you give that?
1 to 10, what
One
you
for
got?
10.
I mean,
You remember
Seven.
episode 8 of the season finale?
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
I mean like 7.5.
7.5 out of 10. What you got?
Yeah.
Bro?
I'll be between a 6.8 and 7.
Oh wow.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Because the
not
thing
bad.
was, yeah, it wasn't bad, but it was like I wanted more between like
Yeah.
him finding out he's the dragon, all that kind of stuff, him meeting up with the dark lawyer and stuff like that. I
Dark
just wanted a bigger boom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just wanted a bigger clash, and
He's
then
meeting
like
up
the
with
other
Al
stuff
Pacino?
was cool. You know, with Nynaeve basically dying, getting brought back, and then
Yeah, those are cool moments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
another thing that I didn't like about the episode, you still have my brother book. I'm not with you, like on that. Come on now. But I mean, everything was cool. All of that stuff outside of that. But my main reason in going, I guess, that low of on the scale is because I wanted a bigger, like finale between on the dragons part.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I gave it.
So
that.
basically, it sounds like you are COVID annoyed at the episode, but not like anything on top of that.
Yeah,
I feel like I obviously can't say because I have not read
Yeah.
the script for episodes 7 and 8 pre-COVID, but it definitely sounds like we actually had a lot more going on in those episodes pre-COVID, and then of course pandemic hit.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely that's very interesting, and I actually really like that information because a lot of book readers did not like the episode 7 and 8 for lots of book reasons.
Yeah.
It sounds like you guys didn't like it as much for COVID reasons, which is also super legit.
Which is fair.
Like,
So,
Mine was just-
well, you have 7.5. Brandon has a 6.
Mine was
And
just
my rating
'cause
is an 8. My rating is an 8.
Oh.
damn,
It's an
The
8.
I
reader.
love it.
It's an 8.
Mine was just because it was expected. I don't know if it was. I kind of got what you were saying. It wasn't a lot, like at the end, but it wasn't like this is a crazy, like I've seen things like that before, if that makes sense.
Well, a lot of my rating
That's
comes into the fact that I'm excited that there's more stories to continue, more there's more storylines that have not been completed. So it's like we're gonna get more. So a part of that is why I was excited about episode 8. But after reading the book, I could see how I would expect to see more than I did. But that's why I'm glad I watched the show before reading the book for that rating, because
Yep.
I like that. I like that you're going
That's
there, because I think it's interesting that the book reader, and this is not throwing shade or anything like that, but I think it's interesting the book reader in this particular case has the highest rating over the people who do not.
Addison does typically rate things higher than at least me always.
probably so.
So, to be fair,
what
I
you're
do
saying is
appreciate
Addison
that.
is the most agreeable.
Yeah, he loves things. You know what I mean?
He loves things.
It's not, I don't think it's necessarily that. It's just from all of us, from the standpoint of like, we create content and just knowing how much you have to do, especially with a group of people. Like, if this person doesn't show up, this could go wrong. If this happens, if this is not on time, and factoring in all of that and the amount of works it takes to put together something that people would even consider rating or be on a major scale, it's just I consider that a lot of times when things like that and effort like that is put in.
I get your perspective.
I appreciate that. It's actually also kind of funny because Addison, I feel like, and I'm going to say this with no shade to anybody else, I feel like Addison and I are a lot on the same page with our position in our like content creation, because I also was definitely the one, even as a book reader, who was like, episodes 7 and 8 were not perfect. I'm not giving them a 10. I'm not standing here being like, what are you guys even talking about? That was the greatest episode ever. I was also the highest rater on this podcast, because I was definitely like, all right, there's a lot going on and blah, blah, blah. And so I feel like I understand where you're coming from really well. And I wish that I had been able to watch season 1 pre-reading the books. And then read them later.
And I was definitely, I think I'm probably the harshest rater for 7 and 8.
Probably.
Because for me, where like I will obviously definitely acknowledge the struggles they had to go through. At the same time, I won't rate episode 7 and 8 without, like, if I'm gonna rate them with that in mind, I have to expressly say, with what happened in mind,
For sure.
I'll give them this.
That's fair.
But if I'm gonna rate them on the same plane as episodes 1 through 6, then I can't take that into account.
That's fair.
That's fair.
Because it's
That's
just a pure
super
like
legit.
level of result. That being said, I definitely, to the best I can, understand it and get it and think they did the best they could with what they had. I just have my own issues with it.
What did you guys rate it?
Also, to be fair, Andrew and Josh and I are all on the same page that there are some things that should not have gone wrong that did, like the Trolloc CGI. The Trolloc CGI is just objectively bad. It is. It's just objectively bad. Anybody who's standing there saying that Trolloc CGI is good, do not trust their opinion on any CGI ever. Like,
have them go back and watch the end of episode 1 and then come back and watch episode 3.
Well,
Right.
but that's one of the reasons why episode 8 gets a pass, though, because the Trolloc CGI is objectively bad. But we know that it was literally a last-minute scramble to get this episode put together. It had to have
still
been.
doesn't
It
get a
had to
pass,
have been.
because if you're sitting there with CGI and everybody's in quarantine, CGI is the one thing that you have no excuse on.
Yeah.
Because everybody's sitting there at their houses doing everything
that's-
remote.
No, hold on.
That's one thing that's supposed to be really good.
That's like putting a running back in the Hall of Fame, but he only played half a season. You got to put an asterisk there.
I appreciate that, and I'm not saying it's not, but it's also like that's the one thing that should have actually been up to snuff, because that's the kind of thing that's like on computer. That's the kind of thing that you can do with a team completely remote versus things that you actually have to have on set. That's my feeling about it, and I don't actually know what their process was, to be fair, and I also don't know whether Amazon was willing and or able to give them a little bit higher of a CGI budget to pay people to do it, because that's also a big piece of this. You also, if you're sitting there saying, well, you should be sitting at your house doing this CGI for free, then no, fuck that shit. But at the same
the Disney
time,
method. Got you.
Look,
Anyway,
look, hold on.
Anyway,
if
I'm off my
you go
soapbox
into
now.
a situation knowing that you have a full year to CGI an army of Trollocs, cool. And if it comes out bad, absolutely, I agree with you. No excuse. You guys suck. It was bad CGI. Fuck all the way off. I get it. I'm here for it. However, if your plan is to write an epic battle in which you have 200 practical effects Trollocs charging a wall, but now you can't have that, and now you have 2 months instead of 20 months to write the CGI. Like, no, I'm sorry. I will give them a pass fully and completely on the bad CGI for episode 8, simply because it was a last minute throw it together. We need to get something on the page.
Yeah, that's the asterisk to the Hall of Fame entry.
I'll say the coolest thing about the discussion that you guys are having is the fact that it's just a testament to how into the storyline you guys are and how into the details that you guys are. So that part of it, like, I can definitely appreciate just from hearing y'all have that discussion. So that's pretty dope. I mean, it's a great thing to have a show that people, or a series, a book series, don't want to be disrespectful. People's like, no, it's a book series, but it's a testament to how good the story is.
It's both.
Yeah.
I mean,
all right, so
like,
let's move on from that.
I heard you asking earlier, like,
Actually,
what did we rate it? I don't want to ignore. I don't want to ignore your question, Cariana. But for me, this is the only asterisk I'll give it. And Addison, you'll know what I mean by this. I am a massive, massive, massive fan of the way book 1 ends. I love the ending for book 1, and that's what I hope to see.
Well, and Andrew, with that, would you also say, because me and you had the conversation before this meeting, that you are in the rare set of people who felt like they fully kind of understood and flowed well with what happened at the end of the book?
Yeah, like I don't know how rare that segment of the fandom is, but yeah, it's like I don't feel that I had a problem following it, but I know several people have said that they didn't like it as much, or it fell flat for them because it was kind of hard to follow, which I get. I'm not saying it is easy to follow by any stretch. I just was lucky enough, I feel, to be able to follow it without any issue. That might just be the way my brain works, or whatever. Chalk it, whatever you want to be.
I got you.
But for me, if I rate it flat in comparison to episodes 1 through 6 without any concessions or understandings given to the constraints of COVID and losing actors and sudden changes in plans, because there were parts of the episode 8 that still happened that were planned before they lost any actors. I still give episode 8 at best a solid 4.5
on a scale of 10, right?
On a scale of 10.
That's the 4 asterisks.
No,
that's without an asterisk.
4 without the asterisk.
Yeah.
Okay.
So with the asterisk, I like to say, like, I think episode 8 makes great television. I think it does. It's good if you don't know what happens in book 1 is the best way I can say it. It's great. I think it's entertaining television. I think it'll keep you there, and I think it does enough to make you want to watch what they do going forward, but I don't think it does enough to really leave you on a cliffhanger begging to know what happens in the next season. With an asterisk, I give it like, a 6.5, maybe 7.
Okay.
I will say my initial reaction to the season. Look, he
was angry. He turned it off. He stood up. He walked out of the room and was like, I need a minute.
We were up at midnight and we were like, we're going to watch this drop. It's going to be great. And the season 8 or season 1, episode 8, season finale drops. We finished watching it, and this is
as long as you
fuck was that?
Man, Josh, as long as you don't start seeing lightning started striking around you outside, then we're good.
No, look, I've watched it a couple times since. I've taken in some context, and my initial reaction has lessened. And I will say that overall, I give the episode or the season finale, I give it a 6 out of 10.
That's with the asterisk
Because
or without the asterisk?
That's just straight up, that's the raw rating.
And that's the bottom line.
That's the bottom line. No, I give it that because I understand that they were dealing with COVID. They were dealing with losing an actor literally last second. Like I understand they had some extremely difficult challenges. So I gave them a pass on a lot of things. And I even said that if season 2 is the same quality as season 1, that's going to be the end of the series. Like we're not going to see a season 3. I will say I do think that season 2 is a step above.
Oh, they turned up. They turned up this season for sure. Oh, they turned it up
in season 2. So I'm happy the direction
Josh might be too turned, but so is the season 2.
Well, they also now they have
with the bars.
The thing that that Rafe in the writers' room.
He got the gang signs with it and everything.
The thing that they didn't have going into season 1 was proof of concept and negotiating power on the success. And when you're breaking records with season 1, and you're going back to the Amazon execs being like, "Huh? We told you they'll love it," and now you have the numbers to help back up yours, even with the constraints of COVID and losing an actor and everything else that happened, then you have so much more negotiating room. And I think it really shows that they were able to do more of what Rafe and team wanted to do with the books, kind of more of what we, following this coming up to being a TV show, probably expected to come out of season 1. Because for me, the best way I describe it is I don't know if y'all have read like Machiavelli's The Prince or whatever, but it's basically it's a poli-sci writing from Machiavelli. It basically says that if you take over a country, do all of your evils at the start of your reign. Basically, like if you have to raise taxes, if you have to seize land, whatever you have to do it at the start of your reign, so that then moving forward you are seen as kinder and gentler.
Interesting.
You get all the bad stuff over away with. Same thing with like if you have to eat a plate of food and there's one thing on there that you hate, eat that first so that you can look forward to everything else. I think that Wheel of Time has done the same thing. The biggest changes that are going to hopefully cause the biggest schisms between book fans and show fans, they've already done or set in motion, to where everything else moving forward to me, it seems like season 2 is a lot closer to the books, at least in theme and feeling, if not in absolute core material. But I also think that people that are reasonable about what an adaptation is, don't expect a scene for scene remake, because for Wheel of Time fans, we have exactly seen what is so bad about a scene for scene remake. Because I don't know if y'all had the
talking about the Winter Dragon? The Winter Dragon?
Yeah,
we watched that.
That is what happens when
Rihanna!
Yeah. And even it shows even Billy Zane can't save
Come down.
So.
Yeah. I remember.
We have guests.
So we peeped that. I don't think Karen has seen it yet. Actually, I'm gonna have to have you check that out. But
I don't know, dude,
it'll make you appreciate the TV show all that much more.
My funniest thing right now is the fact that so I'm on one of the subreddits that's Wetlander Humor, which is like intended to be funny memes about Wheel of Time, funny memes about the show, blah blah blah, all of this different stuff. And the number of comments that happen on these posts that are just like, the TV show makes Winter Dragon look like a masterpiece by comparison. You're just like, we didn't watch the same things then.
False.
Because this is garbage.
False, because Billy Zane is not in the TV show.
Acting in adult films.
Wow, get out.
So anyway, we have a 4 with an asterisk. We have a solid 6. Daniel, it is your time to shift the tides of the BTP.
Yes. So mine is definitely a 7 to an 8. My raw ranking was definitely a 7 because, again, all of the different things that we've already banged into the we've beaten this horse. As far as stuff. I didn't love that I didn't get those moments with certain things. I mean, with the Green Man, things like that. As that Addison knows what we're talking about here, and some things we missed out. We missed out on certain things that would have been really cool. But at the same time, one of the things that I have said from the get-go, and still very much feel is true now, is that we have all 14 books out. And Rafe and a number of other people on board, including Sarah Nakamura and whatnot, have read all of them. I feel very strongly that those people in the room are keeping the soul of the book series alive, while also recognizing that 8 episodes a season for 10 seasons, with the budget that they have, with all of that different stuff, from the jump, even if you don't take COVID into account, even if you don't take like losing an actor into account, all of these different things, the amount of changes they were going to have to make was stark. Almost insurmountable. And so again, when you sort of get to here, I feel like they do actually get these characters. I do feel like they get the story. And so again, when I've watched episode 8, even the first time, I was like, man, I'm really disappointed that we didn't get these moments. But at the same time, this is what it's about. This thing that they're giving us is what it's about. I think that the Trollocs are objectively bad CGI, so it doesn't get a 10. But at the end of the day, the Trollocs coming into Tarwin's Gap and doing what they do, absolutely true, absolutely accurate. All of that's, on board with the story that the books are trying to tell, like all of that different stuff. And so for me, I actually give the episode an 8, because once I got over my initial disappointment with not getting some of those just like fist pump moments from the end of the book one, I didn't need them. Like it doesn't actually feel like I miss them, only because I know other things. For the TV show, all of the soul of it is there. All of the soul of the story is there. And you only are annoyed and disappointed because you've seen another version of what that soul looks like. If that makes sense.
No, that makes sense. I think this
disagree.
And that is totally fair, and that is totally appreciated. I'm not trying to speak for anybody else on this podcast. I'm only giving my opinions, and my opinions only.
No, I like that. I mean, what would the podcast be if everybody fully agreed on everything? So it's cool seeing everybody's individual opinions about things. So no, that's dope. That's dope.
Well, apparently we do. And we also spend 23
We've
minutes
gotten comments about that.
Talking about views.
We got the haters up in the comments.
We've got all kinds of criticism, which always comes from people that watched one episode and no others.
Right.
So,
got you.
You guys make tons of YouTube videos. You definitely don't know what that's like at all.
Right. You've never gotten a mean comment from somebody who didn't know what they were talking about.
Man, we got some comments in the the hidden section that make my mama want to drop some places and check about what these people talking about. But I agree, and that's where again it boils down to. A lot of times when you don't like the conversation we're having, like you fully get to articulate, we get to talk about it and see what it is. A lot of times people think they know everything that you think by only hearing a certain set of words. So no, this is why this is enjoyable. This is dope. So
agreed.
Well,
wait,
we don't have
you mean
too
some
terribly
people
much longer
judgments based on 10% of what you say?
Hey, Josh, you already know. You already know.
What?
Yeah, they'll literally hear one thing, won't even hear the rest of the sentence, and then get to talk.
I think the K-pop.
It's almost like they hear what they want.
Hey, Josh, you keep on speaking facts. We're gonna have to change your name to Prophet Josh. Beacon Reverend.
No, I like
Massimo.
What Brandon said earlier. Fake Jesus, Josh. That's what you're going for.
So we don't have a ton more time, and we don't want to take up your entire night, because we definitely can't just talk forever about Wheel of Time because we're nerds about it.
Yeah, totes. It's not a thing we love.
Season 2. So I know y'all have reacted to and talked about the teaser trailer, so y'all got to this go around fully participate in the hype of season 2 coming about. all the excitement, all the little teaser. You got to see how absolutely bonkers the Wheel of Time, at least online fandom, is about picking every detail out that we can. You've talked with Matt, you've been on Dusty Wheel, and definitely seen exactly how in depth we'll go with Blurgate and everything like that, trying to unblur every image we get. Not to mention his love for Celine. I mean Lanfear. I mean same thing.
Celine Fear.
Yeah, Celine Fear. What do you think about not only just let's go with that. What do you think about the fandom experience with being able to fully enjoy it, moving from watching season 1 into the absolute wild landscape that is Wheel of Time fans with nothing to absolutely distract us while we're waiting on new episodes?
So
Also, while you're thinking about that answer, I do want to give you I just want to throw out there. I don't know if you guys know this, but at WotCon, Koala Sadai made these Wheel of Time cards.
Oh,
you
for
guys
sure.
know that you are a card, right?
Yes,
And that it's one of the
yeah.
dopest cards, right?
That's super dope. Yeah, I actually have a print up of that too. So yeah,
Do
shout
you?
out Koala Sadai.
Excellent.
Yeah, she
Great.
gave us a big print out of that.
Perfect, great. Answer
no,
Andrew's question. I just wanted to throw that out there because I had it next to me and I thought about it.
So y'all know how pep rallies go. They'd be like, 9th grade, can you hear me? They'd be like, 10th grade, The WoT series, the WoT family, they making the loudest noise. And it's like one of the things about it is we're so excited about watching and reacting to the content because we know after the show is finished, the enjoyment does not finish. You know what I'm saying? We get to come have discussions. I mean, we're in a podcast with the Black Tower podcast. Met with Matt. You've already named a few others. Jenny, a lot of things. So that, from that standpoint alone, like fully separates this from any other content that we've watched on the channel thus far. And the reason I brought up the crowd is, if other shows, have that love too. Like I feel like this show has the model for what it means to have unity outside of content, which is pretty dope. So from that experience, Unmatched, I fully love that. But man, I'm gonna let Brandon talk about it too.
Nah, it was different because like I've seen things like this from the outside looking in, but actually being within it, it almost gives you a deeper understanding and love. Like actually want more of it. Like maybe I need to check out something else that has this cult following and stuff like that. So it's definitely a great experience for me because like just growing up, I would have never imagined myself being within something like this. You know what I'm saying?
So maybe
we
you
are
need
glad
to read the
you're
books.
here.
Yeah.
Would you say you like it?
So maybe you need to read the books.
Yeah, that's
He's being noble.
It's possible. It's possible, but I'm being fake noble like Rand.
He's taking on a Rand.
And like
I got the Rand approach going.
Hey, do you have
I don't
do
see
you have
a fancy
red
coat on you.
with some?
I don't see a fancy coat. Where's your fancy coat?
Get your robe out. The Wheel of Time
Come on.
robe that we got.
Where is it? Where is it? Get it.
Wait, can I say what I?
Is it one?
Yeah, we have one in the depths.
And Karen is going to go into this, and I'll say this on a more serious note too.
Yeah.
Another thing that I like about the series and what this series has done too is the connection with people that you never think you would speak to. I feel like it is a great bridge between that. Like us being, 3 African American people, whatever the case may be. Sometimes we may go somewhere and you may see, let's say, you may see a white Caucasian guy that's 60 years old sitting at a table. Like now I can measure like, hey, you re-wheel of time or re-wheel of time? Like, and you can have a conversation and it's nothing but love. It's no preconceived biases or notions about who you think this person is, what they have done or what they may or won't do to you. So the way that bridges people together, and even seeing sometimes, I know this is critique from book readers too, some of the diversity in the show too. I feel like not only has that implemented outside of it, but within it as well. But I don't want to take. I know Kariana has some thoughts too, so I just wanted to put that out there.
Can I have your 10-digit number because you are spitting straight facts.
So for me, like I said, I grew up like constantly reading, and then also with that, I would have like different hyperfixations or like be a part of different fandoms. So I feel like
no one here knows what that's like.
Right. So I'd say like with Addison and Brandon, like they might have had their own kind of things, but I feel like girls kind of get more into like when I was younger, I loved One Direction or things like that. And I felt like within a lot of fandoms that I like resonated in growing up, there was a lot of like competitiveness of like who knows more or like I'm the best fan kind of thing. I don't know. But with this, and even being like fans of like groups or like seeing like chats of like how other people thought about it online, this fandom is very like welcoming. Like I would say, like for me, there's also just this underlying of excitement to get everyone excited about what you're excited about.
Yeah.
And thus it makes you all excited. Like Brandon probably would have never even considered reading 1,000-page books in his life. You know what I mean? Like now he still probably won't do it, but he's considering it.
Yeah, right.
But he's sitting there like, maybe.
He's sitting there like,
because
maybe,
in WoT fans all over the world, they're like, I could be the one person who convinces Brandon to read.
It's not that bad. It's only
We're
just
gonna
about
peer
4
pressure
million
you.
words.
Yeah.
We're gonna peer pressure you.
No, exactly. Like my friends, like that I talk to day to day, they're like I come over here, they're like, what are you doing? And like they don't really know. And then it's like this whole world of people that are like so sweet, so kind, and then like they genuinely try to get to know your personality within it. So like you said, it's like a good connection for different people to like meet and talk and kind of figure out things about one another. So it's been very welcoming, very exciting, very like motivating, I would say. So that's what I like.
Almost like if we actually communicated with each other on a regular basis, we'd realize that we actually have way more in
listen here,
common
sir.
than we
Listen here, sir.
There's a
Communication.
lesson to be learned from the books.
Might have to get behind that organ, Daniel. Start they're preaching, my brother.
All right,
That's true though.
with a little bit of the time we have left, we haven't touched a
Justin
ton
Trudeau?
on season 2.
Yep.
Maybe you guys just have to come back.
Hey, we definitely down for that.
Down with it.
I'd be down for that.
Do we want to do something with that? Try to schedule that later on?
So it's completely up to you guys. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I'm definitely down to stay on the talk season 2 if y'all want to spin it back another time. I mean, we're definitely trying to come back, man. We enjoyed it a lot.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, we can do more in depth later on. We can schedule something later on to talk more in depth about season 2, like we have season 1, which is nice and refreshing. I think honestly to go back while season 2 is so big right now.
Yeah.
And reflect on what got us here.
Reflect on how we got to where we are.
Very briefly,
Record scratch. You're
in
probably
just a
wondering
couple
how I got
words.
here.
Just a couple words. Impressions on season 2. Do you think it's doing as good, better, worse than season 1? Are you more excited now than you were whenever you started picking this up? Just kind of where are we at with our thoughts on season 2?
My thoughts, I'm liking it even more. And I didn't even think I could, honestly. But now they turning up this season too. A lot of like the writing is crazy. It's really crazy.
You saying that season 2 is turn?
Hey, it's 2 turns.
There it is. Don't forget the 2 O's on that T now.
Yes, sir. But yeah, man.
Juiced up Josh over here.
Yeah. So it's like the things that we were missing from season 1. It's like all of it is coming back in season 2. The things that we wanted, like showing more of the powers, the different types of powers, different Aes and just different sceneries and stuff like that. So I feel like this season is definitely a step up from last season. But not saying last season wasn't great, but this one is just like they did it even bigger.
We're being told in the chat to ask you, Brandon, about Strong Jaws.
Man.
Sister Strong Jaws. That's
Sister Strong Jaw.
I was
Kate
gonna say that's my
Fleetwood.
girl, but
Kate Fleetwood is an amazing
Kate
woman.
Fleetwood.
We're just gonna
Sister
put that out
Strong
there.
Jaw.
That
She's
that
killing
person-
it though,
she-
right?
Literally, she's
Yeah.
killing it.
Oh, she's
Go ahead.
killing
Just
it,
want-
right.
Before anything else gets said, Kate Fleetwood,
Oh,
man,
yeah,
you
yeah.
doing
Hey,
your thing.
hey,
man. Much
she-
love and respect to you.
just
for
like I
sure.
said, it was turning up. She turned up. I don't know what she did. She slicked her hair back and stuff like that.
Yeah.
My girl looking good. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
Hey,
can I actually
Did y'all see
stop
our
for just a
interview with
minute,
her?
Brandon? I want to let you talk more, but her hair, literally her hair this entire season has been so good. Like it has been so
Yeah.
complex and
Yeah,
so
She has
fucking
bad
good.
bitch hair.
No,
If you wanna love
It's
Kate Fleetwood even
Leandrin
more,
with the good hair. I'm telling you, like
if you
seriously.
want to love Kate Fleetwood even more, go and watch all the interviews because I know Dusty Wheel had her
Yeah.
on for like 20 minutes. We got to interview her. Then there was like one or two others. Go and watch those, and it's
I'm trying
like
to
how
interview
dare you
Dusty
make
so
me
good.
love somebody playing a character
Right?
that I
And
should hate.
we said this actually on our episode 5 or 4 discussion. She is the most likably unlikable character in the show
Yes.
right now, up until
It's
this point.
crazy.
She's the most likably
Right?
unlikable
Because
character.
it's like it's times I'm like, that's my girl. Dude,
Kate Fleetwood
other times
is
like, what are you doing?
Mhm.
killing it.
Yeah,
That's a fact.
Can I
literally.
say, okay, so Brandon and you guys don't even know in the books. Actually, Addison doesn't even know. I'm
Yeah.
going to be as general as possible and not like actually give anything away. The show
talking
has
like 3-star,
already
4-star, 5-star?
revealed her being a dark friend.
Mhm.
Already happened. They've already said it. Boom. In the show, when she said that and she started talking about it and why it was and blah, 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 I was like, I hate you and I hate this, but also like, God damn, I still love you. In the
Yeah.
books, there
Yeah.
is none of that. You absolutely just
It's true.
hate
Mm.
this woman
Mm.
with a fiery, burning passion. You are like, this woman is the worst human being I've ever met in my entire life. Well, like
T-Pain,
third word.
Josh,
But
man.
like, but like seriously, I'm telling you, in the show, I was so conflicted because it
Yeah.
is so different and it is
Well,
so well done.
It's-
and
it's
Kate
hard not to like her.
Fleetwood is a
Well,
10
you-
out of 10.
You use
Killing
the
it's so good.
you use the sorry Daniel. You used the word that for Leandrin isn't accurate in this context. Dina was a dark friend because she was working for the Shadow. Leandrin doesn't quite have a title because we don't know what they call people that are sympathetic or work with the Sean Chan yet.
Ooh.
Okay.
So
Good point.
we
Fair.
don't really know, like, if they have a title like I don't know Sean Chan friends. I don't know. That's a lame title,
Sean Chin.
but
No,
Friends
we know in
Sean
the show
Chan.
that Leandrin is a dark friend.
Mhm.
She works for
Yeah,
the
she
Shadow.
lies. She lies.
She lies to Nynaeve in the ways on the way there and admits that she is
She lies to Varen.
trying to. Nynaeve says, "I thought you were trying to recruit me to the Red, but no, you're actually trying to recruit me to the Shadow."
That's
Okay.
actually
Yeah,
okay. No, I mean I know you're right. I
yeah.
didn't
No,
remember
in the
that
show
part
they
from the
reveal
show.
that.
So I
Yeah.
wanted to make sure.
Or I
that
thought she said
recovered-
for him or to him. You're trying to bring me to him. I thought. what she
Sure,
said.
I mean,
Okay,
the
but yeah,
Shadow.
it implies the same thing.
True,
But,
yeah,
but,
exactly.
but prior to that, she used the power to hit
Correct.
Elaine,
Yeah.
Nynaeve, and Egwene. So yeah,
all right.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, no,
Anyway.
So-
you're right. I had forgotten that was clearly stated, and so I was
And
trying
that's
to
what's-
walk back so that you guys didn't get
I-
spoiled on.
Did
That
see
you
that,
didn't
and I
already know.
appreciated that, which is why I brought it up. Of like, no, Andrew, you're good, because like literally in the show, they're like,
And there was
no,
also the fact that at
Shadow.
the same time I saw y'all's warder put in the chat, "You better not." So I was like, "Oh no."
That's why I say. That's why I say.
Okay, don't
Wheel
play.
of
Don't
Time.
give him a ring.
Wheel of Time fandom. We cared about spoilers before anyone cared about spoilers, which means we're the hipsters of caring about spoilers.
For sure.
Yes, well, Josh,
Appreciate
seeing
it.
as how you've been around since the beginning, I mean, you are the hipster.
Listen
on.
here, you shit. Fuck.
Josh after dark.
Josh before there was
anyway.
light. Jesus.
All right, guys. Well, I think we definitely should start wrapping this up.
Did we get
here.
everybody's
So
thought about season 2 briefly? I don't
No.
think.
Yeah,
did
did we get-
that's true. I should
so-
not
Geach,
interrupt.
where you at? Geach, where you at?
He said.
That's what
He
we
said
got.
he's the only one who answered.
He's
that
the
thing.
only
Yeah, I was the
Right?
only one.
And
I
that's
was the only one that answered.
Sorry,
bad.
my bad. I used his government name. I'm sorry.
Stop it. God.
Geach is a government name. Hey, you know what? Just to make sure people tune into the next one, y'all will have to watch the next episode we do with BTP to find out why we actually call him Geach.
That's it. That's
Damn
it. That's
straight.
it right there.
Yeah.
Tune in for the
Boy.
next. Hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss it.
Yes,
because this
sir.
shit's gonna be unhinged.
Get
And
you.
also,
Even more unhinged.
Even more unhinged.
and
We'll
take
have
a
our
second,
Sprite
not
here.
only hit our subscribe button, but go over to Everyday Negroes, hit their subscribe button as well, please. For the love of God, these
It's in the
people
description
deserve it.
below. The
Yeah.
link is in the description below. Hit it right now.
I've
Go.
seen a number of their videos. They are hilarious. Actually, getting
Only
to
if
talk
it's-
to them.
only
They are
if it's red.
fantastic people. Go hit the subscribe button, please.
Only if it's
That's a-
red. If it's
that's a
already
fact.
gray with a check mark,
That's a fact.
don't click it again. That's
Thank
Yeah,
you.
don't click it again.
Yes,
Somebody come
all
back and say,
only
I
if
did
it's
what you
red.
told
Yeah.
me to do.
Yeah.
I clicked it. Now I don't get their videos anymore. What do you guys think we do?
What?
Also, hit that bell. Make sure that you're also getting
That's
every
it.
video that comes out.
Appreciate you guys, man.
Um,
Appreciate
All
you for the love.
Really quickly on season 2, I have been loving season 2 so far. I feel like it's a little bit more fast paced. Like we're in the meat and potatoes right now. I am a person that hones in on like costume, fashion design, things like that. They have really stepped it up this
Oh, yeah,
season.
yeah, yeah.
Gotta go
Like,
crazy.
I love it. Like I was already intrigued first season, but I was like, we're hitting medieval core. You know what I mean? And this season,
Medieval
It is
core.
like-
I fucking love that.
yeah, this season we're hitting like upper echelon, medieval, powerful core, and
You
I
had my
love that.
curiosity, But now you have my attention.
Yes, exactly that. So I've loved it. I'm excited to see this world develop, get all the answers I've been looking for. And yeah, I definitely like it a bit more than season 1. A tremendously so, I'd say. Yeah. Not that I didn't love
Have
season
you-
1, but season 2 is like,
Have you guys seen? There's a channel called Threefold Talk on YouTube, and they actually did a real extensive deep dive on the costuming and appearance of the different people in season
Mhm.
2.
really?
That's
I
dope.
would-
No,
I
we
would
hadn't
look at
checked it out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which-
yeah. Threefold Talk. Look them up. It was a very impressive research into the like
I
costuming.
would
and appearance.
love to check that out, actually.
It was
No,
good.
I
You'll
definitely
love
want
it.
to check that out. So the biggest problem for us going into what you said about recommendations is we know there are other Wheel of Time content creators out there. I just don't know what we can watch from them
Yep.
because they know so much. So we won't know what we can and cannot watch until like others send us and let us know, okay, you're good because they haven't covered such things. So I don't want people to think that like, hey, we're not interacting with it. We want to, I
Yeah,
just don't want
no.
to get spoiled in the process. So
No, that's great, and I highly recommend. I will, in the titles, people do not do a super great job of telling you exactly what
Mhm.
parts of the books, of this TV show, blah blah blah, all of it that they are spoiling. In the description, people do a much better job of it, sort of explaining where spoilers are and like things like that. So I please keep on that because I love that you guys are sort of still insulated from certain things throughout the books. Obviously, I am with literally everyone else that you guys should write these or read these stories. They're amazing stories, all of that. But at the same time, it's amazing to also be able to talk to people who haven't read the whole series.
yeah.
Because again, there's at every stage of reading and every stage of watching and whatnot, there is more to glean out of everybody's opinions
Mhm.
based on where they are in their journey. And I think that's amazing. And I think that if I'm being completely honest, I'm just gonna get like a little nostalgic and wonder, like talking to you guys right now, having so many non-readers and whatnot, or not yet readers, as the case may be,
Not
has
yet
reminded me of that moment when I hadn't yet.
Yeah.
That
That's the
when
weed
I was
for
still
making you read.
not yet
Compulsion.
I was working.
books.
Mhm.
And like honestly, being able to like actually go back to that moment and think about it and like talk to you guys about what your thoughts are now that certain things are coming out, it's a special feeling, if you
No,
will,
it's
in
dope.
terms of
No.
like it really is that nostalgia of remember. Well, I mean, for me, it was when I was like 8 years old. So like
Yeah.
I'm like very innocent and young when I think about who I was before I started reading the Wheel of Time.
And listening
Makes sense.
counts as well. But speaking of listening,
Correct.
Addison, your thoughts briefly on season 2.
Yes.
What do you think?
Season 2 has, I feel like, got, like you said, the heart and soul of what I felt in book 1, and they are just pumping more blood into it, giving more life to it. So I feel like they're taking it to another level. I feel like since the characters are separated, you get to see their performances from an individual point a lot more. Shout out to Perrin. I feel like he's doing a lot. He's doing a lot better in his role. We see the new person cast as Matt, and we get to appreciate him in his own arc.
Wait, that's a
Rand,
new person
for sure.
What?
That's a fact. Hey, one day I'm gonna be the same one. Be like, what? He's always been Matt. What are we talking about?
Right.
But yeah, I feel like everybody is starting to grow, and I feel like they are also doing such a good job that it makes it hard sometimes to be like, no, I like this character more. I like this character more. Or no, I like this character more, because you're seeing everybody's points of view and sympathizing, empathizing, or just falling in love or out of love with them. So,
which is like the very essence of these characters. Like it's in that sense, it's 100% nailed. Like,
yeah. And I'll say they're doing such a good job that they just gave Avienda one of the most legendary introductions of any of the characters so far. And it's like, hold on, y'all. If some of y'all don't, straighten up, act right, Avienda finna be my favorite character after a while. But that's how good of a job they're doing. Yeah.
Straight
Who?
facts.
Yeah.
Dude who was getting busy with his shirt off when they came through
Oh
the
yeah.
village.
I won't tell you why, because there's still much to be seen. But Avienda is my favorite character
Oh wow.
in the show, right after Rand. But that's only because as a guy I can relate to Rand more than I can to Avienda.
Okay.
But Avienda is number 2 for me. But it's there's not that much of a difference in my 1 and 2.
I gotta ask you a question. Do you feel like it's spoilery to tell people who your favorite character is?
No,
Not really.
I only asked
no
because
why.
I asked somebody else this other question. I think I asked somebody else,
not spoilers.
and they would not tell me because they felt like it may sway the way I felt.
I'm gonna say
No,
because
I want
somebody
everybody
is my
to share their
favorite-
favorite characters, though. I want
me saying
everyone
that
to share
somebody
their
is my
favorite characters.
favorite character doesn't ensure at all that character is there beyond what you've already seen or heard.
That's a fact.
There's no guarantee of how long the character's around, and I'm also not telling you why that character is my favorite character.
That's true. But
And
if I walk up to somebody and they tell me their favorite character is Thanos, we might not talk again. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean,
There could be something to be
Daniel?
said about Thanos.
what's that look for, buddy?
yeah, because even if I was to give you,
No,
a
I'm just
character
saying,
name that
like
you
I
haven't-
like that answer. That's absolutely correct. But also,
because even if I was to
Thanos
tell you a
doesn't
character name
not
that
spit
you
facts.
haven't seen or heard of yet,
Yeah.
I mean, other than giving you a name, I haven't spoiled you any more than that, and that's just as much of a spoiler that I guarantee you. I'm not saying don't go to IMDb and look up the actor and character list for Wheel of Time. Do not do that.
Yeah.
But if you do, you will see character names that you have not yet seen. So it's just as much of a spoiler as
I got you.
IMDb.
I got you. Makes sense.
Or something like that. So, but Avienda's no Thanos in the best of ways.
Oh yeah, no,
Because
I'm
she's
not
not
getting
purple
Thanos vibe.
and her chin doesn't have a bunch of dents in it.
Oh, okay.
So that's not why she wears the veil.
but at the same time, Avienda does kick just
but,
as
Jim.
much ass as young Thanos in Endgame.
Okay.
Just saying.
Just like
Just
that.
saying.
So Avienda's gonna put some foot to the rear end. I'll peep that.
We've seen
She already has. Did you see all those white cloaks on
She's
the
gonna put some
ground
Foot to the dude.
in that
She's slayed.
episode?
She's in her
Yeah,
slay
no,
era.
facts. I already knew. Yeah,
She is in her.
the laugh and the get behind me part, like
She was, and the whole,
that should
the
have
whole
made if
you
anybody
like to dance,
that's a fact.
Paranibara.
If anybody that should have made Carriana jump through the roof. I know you was excited about that.
I have 2 faves right now. So
There you
I
go.
got two
Well, I love
You
it
got two
because with
ways.
one character, you now can understand the Wetlander joke
Right?
Okay.
or name.
All right, so
I
real
don't know.
quick, we'll run through BTP's favorite characters because Josh asked the question.
Okay.
My favorite character is Lan. Josh,
Okay, I can see that.
Low gain.
Andrew, We already said
Oh.
Avienda.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rand and Avienda.
Well, Rand and then Avienda. Sorry. All right, cool.
Well, that's
So-
because you're looking
That
forward
may
to
be
a
roast-
future scene.
Well,
yeah,
yeah,
I
we
want to know why
Yeah.
you're saying
Gosh,
that.
I asked.
we
you
just
to
asked
answer-
that.
No. What I'm
That's
saying is,
the thing.
I can't wait to find out why. he's
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
that.
But
Yeah,
You know
no,
why?
exactly.
It's because it's Avienda. That's why.
no, not Andrew. He was talking about
Oh.
Josh. He
Yeah.
was talking about Josh.
Avienda
No,
got
Brandon
that
was-
good.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
You said
All right, so
what?
Brandon,
what's
so
going
far watching a season and a half, who's your favorite character?
But the book.
Oh,
I
that's
mean,
sweet.
you know,
That's so sweet.
You know,
Loyal, okay.
that's my guy. You know what I'm saying? From
See,
the
that's
moment
really throwing me off.
that we
You can't
met.
call him Brother Book because there's another show called Firefly where there's actually a Brother Book.
Hey, Shepherd
I can't
Book.
with you right now.
Hey, then that's fine. We just need that brother book. Y'all remember the old Animal Planet videos where they had them face offs to the death
Okay.
in the cage?
Yeah,
So
no.
take that brother book and put him in a cage with the real brother book. Let's see who walks out.
Yeah,
That's all I'm gonna say.
Brother Book v. Shepherd Book. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Addison.
So have y'all ever watched like Digimon before?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Digimon,
so you-
Digital
you know,
Monsters,
Digimon,
Digital
you know, like they,
is
like,
the
few-
champion.
Like how they fuse characters and the
Mhm.
creature. All right. So let me fuse Nynaeve, Avienda, and Rand into one, like into
Wow,
Randy
Rand.
Avienda.
Look,
Randy
you're
Avienda.
creating someone who's too OP.
Right.
They too
Red
OP.
Aviv.
So I'm gonna put it like
All right.
this. At right now, let me go Rand, but dang, what is it? It's 8:56 on September 19th. If you go CDT, it's Rand. But that, you know what I'm saying, that could change.
Mhm. I can guarantee that it's going to change a number of times. It may actually still end up as Rand, but it's going to change a number of times.
I ain't gonna lie.
All right.
When Aviana came through, I ain't gonna lie.
Um,
I was a fan
I
before she fought.
I think
Nynaeve.
I like. Okay, what's Miss Princess's name?
Rand, to you,
Elaine.
right? You call it
Elaine.
Huh? Who?
Elaine
Elaine.
Tricond.
Elaine.
Daughter
And I like.
daughter heir.
I'm gonna make my my combo: Elaine, Lanfear, and Rand.
So this
Whoa.
So
This is crazy,
everyone
bro.
who
I
Rand
can think of at
has
least one other
left
person
side
that would be
and
okay
also
with that combination.
Oh wait, no.
hold on. Say your combo again one more time.
Elaine, Lanfear, and Rand.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But you literally put
Look.
a woman in there who probably would fight to the death with the other woman.
What are you talking about?
Elaine and
not
Lanfear.
Egwene, not Egwene and Lanfear.
Not Egwene.
No, she said Elaine, right?
Elaine.
No, she said Elaine, right?
Yeah.
No, Elaine is friends with who?
Okay, but
Egwene.
so,
Okay, yeah,
but they're
no,
not. They're
I
not.
mean-
She doesn't know
No.
her preemptive. Like,
Okay,
what
look.
does that matter? She doesn't know her preemptive
this
relationship
is so
with Rand.
hilarious in so
Wait,
many
what did
ways.
she say?
I love
It's
this
it's
so
fine.
much.
They're not in the tower anymore. New town, new disc.
I like Lanfear
Dude,
slay. I'm
tell
not
who
like
it is.
Egwene isn't there yet for me, but like Lanfear is slaying. She's going after what she wants. Y'all saw
Look.
how episode 5 ended.
Look,
That we
Lanfear.
absolutely did.
In
Lanfear
season
is
2,
one
we've
of
seen
the
two
most
characters take
amazing
it hard to the
characters
throat,
in
and
this
only one
series.
survived. So
Wait, what was that? It was like
Also, yeah.
I'm saying
Josh said
Lanfear
that she
is
was one of the most
one of
amazing
the
characters.
most amazing characters in this series.
Right,
And I
that's what
will
I'm
die on this
saying.
hill.
Yep.
I-
I'm just
I mean,
saying,
that's a fact,
so
but-
far,
do you see how she just that head off that horseman?
But that's the problem. I'm not saying we won't grow to find out more information about her, but given what you just seen from episode 5, you're gonna say she's one of your favorite characters from what we just seen her
She's
do,
slaying.
especially the
She's
I
season
will
in her
say-
slay era.
Look,
She can
I
fight
just
you
She
in
will
her
is
say-
dreams.
literally
so far-
slaying Addison. Addison, you
Literally.
cannot disagree that she is literally slaying.
I agree with her.
She
I will
like
say
after
so
episode
far-
5, I was like, okay, girl, I get it, because she could find people in their dreams, and I think that's an incredible capability. And I think she's so powerful, and she is a girl after what she wants. She's been waiting on this time
is.
to find her man
is.
again. Okay, period.
But for the same reason you like her, you dislike Rand.
What are you talking about?
She's been trying to find her man through whatever case may be, but you get mad at Rand for pursuing what she's been looking for.
No, I'm
in
mad at Rand
defense-
for the exact opposite
Go ahead,
reason.
go ahead, Andrew,
Rand
go ahead.
is not getting Egwene at any point in time. He's actually doing the opposite of Celine
Go ahead,
slash
go ahead, Andrew.
Lanfear.
So
So
in somewhat defense of Lanfear, in season 2, we've seen 2 characters have their strength of throat tested and only one survived, and it wasn't this
Hey,
guy.
chill out. Hey, what?
It wasn't this guy.
No, don't! Fuck you! Do not!
Hold on, gotta catch another string.
Son of a bitch!
Why is
Hey.
his image just on standby like that?
Justice for Uno!
Oh, man.
Justice for Uno!
That's
I'm
a-
out!
Doing this to another brother.
Yeah,
Bun.
Andrew, don't you got a bun, don't you?
Fuck
He
off!
does.
A bun,
he does.
right?
You
A
have the
bun.
top
Oh.
knot, bro.
A brother, you a brother of the bun. You
That's
gonna do Uno like
crazy.
that?
You
That's
gonna do it?
crazy, man.
Hey, it's not a top knot. It's just hanging down. And you know what? I know how to keep my mouth off of golden horns from invaders.
Hey, all I'm gonna say is, for the disrespect that you just gave, brother Uno, when you eat a bag of beagles, make sure you chew fully before they go down the throat. All right, chew full. I don't want you to choke on one. Chew, crunch them all the way up before they go down. I don't want.
I'm
brother Uno
expecting, I'm expecting
I
any
wish
day now
you,
to wake up in a cold sweat and Guy Roberts just standing over me, being like, "It's a funny meme, huh?"
No, you know what? For doing it twice this episode, Andrew, I wish you an entire box of Popeye's biscuits and no liquid.
I only put it up once.
This is
All right, guys. Well, I think we are out of time here, but
Man,
thank you
this is a
guys
lot
so
of
much
fun.
for coming on. This has been so much fun.
Absolutely.
You
Thanks
guys
for
are
having us.
awesome, fantastic people, and this conversation has been full of absolute laughs, full of absolute facts, and making me think about new things and whatnot. So thank you so much for being here. This has been great. Do us a favor. Go ahead and tell us the website and whatnot that we can find you at, as well as if you have anything new and exciting going on in the near future, so that we can get excited about that with you guys, and that anybody who is watching this episode can also get excited with you.
No, so first and foremost, just shout out to BTP, man. There's been a lot of fun, the conversation that we had on there. So first and
thank
foremost,
you,
before
man.
y'all
Thank
do
you so
anything, make sure if you are not subscribed, y'all subscribe to
Yes,
BTP.
sir.
And then whenever y'all
I
are
don't
done
like those
having a
guys.
lot of fun there, man, just type in Everyday Negroes on your phone, man, on your YouTube, on your
Do it.
browser. You can find us there, man. So that's
Do
where
it
we'll
right
be
now.
at. Super simple, super simple.
Excellent.
Do it
What
right
time
now.
every Thursday? What is that? Or when do you get them out? Friday?
We watch them live on Thursdays, but that may vary depending on y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Look. It's Ahsoka on Wednesdays, Wheel of Time on Thursdays. I got this. I'm organized.
And then
Appreciate
Everyday Negroes and Black Tower podcast on Fridays. Great.
There it is.
There we
There it is.
And then us again on Sundays while the season's going on for
That's true.
WoT Fantasy Draft.
That's for a
Along with
WoT
many
Fantasy
other-
League.
Wow.
we
Hey,
have,
I didn't
which
even
we've
know
gotten
nothing about
goose
that
egg in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Hey, you guys, by the way, Everyday Negroes, I need you to join us in the Fantasy League on season 3. I'm just saying.
Okay, I
Okay.
didn't know about this fantasy.
Yeah, I didn't
Wow.
know
Take y'all
Yeah,
up on that
it's-
offer, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's
here's
amazing.
what's going to happen.
It's so much fun.
We'll have
We're
our
gonna-
people
Yeah.
contact your people, which
Yeah.
means Josh will probably send you the information or I will.
Super professional. Super professional.
Sounds
But-
We
good.
got people
Um,
and shit.
For us here at Black Tower Podcast, again, we cannot thank you three enough for giving up some time to come and chat with us mega nerds about this TV show. You have had some incredible insights. I've loved them. The discussion has been amazing, and the fact that we can disagree so much on things and still have a fun discussion
Yeah.
is part of what makes this fandom so fantastic. And the ever going right in America for all of us to be wrong or right, whatever you think. Just live your best life. For us, if you're listening to this live or you're listening to this public, the Gathering Madness again is coming up at Evermore Park the weekend of October 14th. October 14th will be the day at Evermore Park. If you can get there on Friday, we'll be going to the We Geek Together game tavern, game bar. It's not really a tavern or a bar, but
Emporium.
It is a gaming tavern.
it is
I
a gaming
was there.
tavern, a non-alcoholic gaming tavern, which is definitely on
It is
brand
a
for
non-alcoholic gaming tavern. Fucking Utah.
I mean, it's in Utah, so
I'll take
that
what I
was
can
so-
get though.
Yeah. So if you're
That's
going
what
to
she
be
said?
in and around the Ogden
That's what
Pleasant
Landry
Grove
said?
area of Utah, let us know. Come and hang out.
No, we ain't
We
going.
want to see you there. Go ahead and get your tickets for Evermore Park if you're going to try to be there in the afternoon hours on the 14th. They do sell out very fast in October. It is their busy time. And of course, they are so excited to have us there. And of course, we get the park to ourselves with any of our guests from 11 until 4 p.m. Utah time, which is Mountain Time. Am I right about that?
Yep.
Mountain time.
Mountain time. Mountain time.
It's weird.
MST.
So much of Utah is absolutely flat, but there's also a lot of mountains. Anyway,
Moms.
for more information, blacktowerpod.com/TGM Tango Golf Mike, also known as The Gathering Madness. Come hang out. There's a bunch of people going to be there. And even if you can only stop by for a short amount of time, we want to see you there. And bring your friends, bring your family, but don't bring your troubles.
Bring everybody because Gathering Madness
drink those away.
Which is the opposite of hide your kids, hide your wife.
Mm-hmm.
Or don't bring your troubles
Even though
because
you
those are
probably
your own
should.
property, child.
Damn straight. Ain't no troubles allowed at the Gathering Madness.
That's facts. Hey,
Only
thanks so
happy
much
times.
for joining us. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for behaving yourselves accordingly and receiving this week's weekly dose of madness. We love you. We give a special thank you and shout out to the Everyday Negroes. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. We hope wherever you are that you leave here just a little bit more insane than you were when you first showed up. I have a feeling the taint is affecting the Everyday Negroes more than they thought it would. And now they're going to have to read to find out why. And
Whatever you say, fake Jesus.
Cheers.
Is it not appropriate that our fake Jesus' favorite character is fake Jesus?
I think
That
our
is
fake
crazy.
Jesus
It is
does the
fake
miracle.
Jesus.
I think
It
our
does
fake
not
Jesus is the miracle of
surprise me.
turning Coke into rum. So.
Oh.
But that has been Josh, your Sor Von Mahale. I have been Andrew, your Bajan Mahale. And to close things out, we have
The Daniel, your Amin Khan Mahale. Always a pleasure to talk to you guys. Always a pleasure to hang out with these lovely people. And even more of a pleasure when we get wonderful, amazing guests. All of you have a lovely, amazing, wonderful morning. And in case we don't see you again, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Always watching, always running the show. In the tower, you can bring your pain. In the tower, you can feel the strain. You've been having so much trouble just fitting